Hello everyone, my name is Holly, and for your entertainment this evening, I embarked on a journey to read for 24 hours straight with no distractions. And it all began when a strange letter appeared. Hello?
Dear Holly, we've been watching you closely. We noticed that you struggle getting your books read. We also notice that you don't like to lose, and that's why we're challenging you. That's right, we want to see how many books you can finish in 24 hours. The only breaks allowed are for the bathroom and for eating. So, are you up to the challenge? Sincerely, Basmo app.
Well, they're right on both accounts. I'm terrible at reading for long periods of time, and I'll never skip an opportunity to expand my ego. I've done 24-hour reading challenges in the past, but they were for babies. Sleep, who is she? Plus, our rate of success and satisfaction for both you and I are very high, as I had some help with our sponsor today, Basmo app. I've worked with them in the past, and it made participating, forced. I was cursed to do this challenge. So much more motivating as I tracked every second and charted every single page exactly for 24 hours. The app is free upon download, and then if you want, you pay a monthly membership to get the statistics of your dreams. So, here's how it all went down. So I think the best way to go about this is to feel as accomplished as possible and to read a fork ton of short books. Just call me Holly Cheeserson because we cheat in the system. I'm going for some really low-hanging fruit here. I really don't want to discourage myself with like my average 600-page book. I don't want to finish this challenge with nothing to show for it. So we are kicking it into high gear. So here is my arsenal of novellas. I actually put them in a 24-hour folder on the app, which is super handy. It's a very wide range of genres to keep my interest peak. There is definitely one I am leaning toward the most, and that is The First Omega. This is the author who wrote Velocity Weapon, which I really enjoyed, and this one is only 96 pages or something like that, so super achievable in a very quick time. I'm going to start this challenge at 9 p.m. I know it's super late, but it's just going to work out best for me. So I have about 20 minutes to relax, to get my space all comfy, maybe grab a snack or two on hand, cheddar veggie straws, and a protein beef stick. I already had dinner, so this should hold me over for the night. So I had decided to start with The First Omega. It was the shortest book in my little collection, and I finished it by 11 p.m. Okay, so the first book is done. Let me show you actually. It shows it on the app. It's probably going to get really dark right here. I apologize. But I finished it in under 2 hours. And that is actually so good for me because on a typical reading day, like a whole day, I can read 100 pages, so to read that much in under 2 hours with no distractions, I just sat and read the whole time in one sitting, makes me confident I can knock out more. I'm currently 7 books behind on my Goodreads challenge, so I can't wait to smother that number with a freaking pillow. By the way, I am reading all of these on my Kindle. I don't own any of them physically. So The First Omega was very cool, full of badass characters set in the Badlands. It's a very Mad Max environment, but the author manages to spice it up even more with superpowers. In fact, it's being compared to X-Men, totally fits, and futuristic equipment and weaponry. The main character is very hard-headed, but she has a lot of like character growth actually for such a short amount of time. It does kind of suffer from some frustrating character choices that left a couple of them feeling very flat, but nevertheless, it was a fun way to spend 2 hours. So I'm going to keep going until I pass out. I really want to read a A Spindle Splintered next by Alexi Haro. I love this author so much, so I'm assuming it's going to be a really fast read. Her snarky writing is like, I guess like techno music, just fast pace to hell. So I took this challenge very seriously, but I also didn't want to be the first reading death by exhaustion. I took it slow, and I mean, I am a slow reader to begin with, so that was easy. I still wanted to enjoy everything I read. I actually really loved that one. I think it's a 4-star read for me, but I don't want to think on it too long because I want to start my next book immediately. But wow, as a huge Sleeping Beauty fan, so entertaining. It was hilarious, very gay, and so many beautiful quotes as per usual for Alexi Haro. Wow, that one was hilarious. I've never read anything like that. So if you're looking for something unique, I highly recommend a Spindle Splintered. It doesn't come out until October, unfortunately, but definitely keep that one on your list. So it was 2 a.m. and though I am a night owl, I had been reading for over 4 hours straight, and that shit got me sleepy. So I decided to put the Kindle down just for a second, but that was clearly a mistake because this happened. It's 7 a.m. I slept 4 hours, I think. Well, I'd say more like 3 because insomnia is my best friend. But I'm definitely gonna need some artificial assistance. So I had read a dystopian and a magical realism fantasy, so I kept with the theme and mixed it up even more. It was sci-fi time. So I am leaning toward Elder Race, which is right here. It's by the very popular sci-fi star, is what I like to call him, Adrian. I'm not gonna try and pronounce his last name. I have no idea what this book is even about, but I'm excited. Though I am getting ahead of myself, it doesn't come out until November, but that's okay. At least I'm kind of getting ahead on ARC, so let's hope it's good. Unfortunately, my reading enjoyment went a little downhill. Well, I am incredibly consistent. Where's my phone? I am incredibly consistent, but I am so sick of reading right now. I want to quit so bad. But I read this in over 2 hours and 40 minutes. Does it want to focus? There you go. I know it says 2 hours and 20 minutes, but I forgot to start the counter because of course I'm freaking brain dead and an idiot. So it's actually 2 hours and 40 minutes. Maybe closer to 3 hours. This one took me a lot longer. It's definitely my longest read yet. It was so weird and kind of confusing, which I totally expected for like a sci-fi novella. Like sci-fis in general take a lot of my brain power. So a novella is definitely going to be like missing a lot of parts. It was about a daughter of a queen who must visit this tower where a sorcerer lives to save/warn her people. Wow, that sounds like such a generic fantasy, but it was sci-fi. I can't really say more without spoiling it. It was a lot more snarky than I expected. Definitely a lot of humor, which I really liked. This author definitely has a sense of humor. But yeah, it kind of feels like a 2.5 star read for me right now. I'll think more on it later. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that one. It was unique though. I was clearly brain dead at this point. Honestly, I don't even want to leave my library room because I don't want to get distracted by like the TV, my animals. So I might be in here for 24 hours. I'm hungry. And I'm gonna have to have Darren bring me food. Holly, what a cute idea. Not like you don't constantly eat fast food anyways. I am going to start another novella, and it's also going to be an ARC, but it's Flowers for the Sea? I think that's what it's called. Yes, this one right here. Another like 120 pager, so I will probably see you in like 2 more hours. Yep, we are on the floor now, and unfortunately we have our second sort of miss. Ugh. I struggled hard to finish this one. I really had to push through. I think the story just wasn't fit for a novella. It was just bursting at the seams in such a small space, and it was confusing as hell because of that. I had a hard time picturing anything. If I was a woman who is pregnant and on a big boat that's basically like an ark and many more people live on it, the ocean has risen, her family was taken away from her in a cruel way, so that part was interesting, but there wasn't enough for me, and I think it's a 2-star read. So eventually I got very sick of novellas. I read them from Sunday night through Monday morning, so I switched it up. So I'm going to start my next read. I need something familiar, a world I'm used to, so I'm going to start the Vale of Spears, I think. The third book in the Song of Shattered Sand series. I think it's over 600 pages, so I will not be finishing it, but if I can get like even a few hundred pages in, heck, even maybe close to finishing it, I mean, it's still kind of early in the day, so I think it's doable, maybe. That will be a success in my eyes. Page 384. And with the clock striking 9 p.m. the next day, that marks the completion of the 24 hours of continual reading with minimal breaks for food and pee-pees and poo-poos. Now it's time for the stats. I read for a total time of actually 15 hours. I mentioned before that I forgot to start the timer during one read, so I believe it is over 15 hours. And I had to calculate the number of pages myself because some of the pages on this app are wrong, so I read a total of 942 pages. In case anyone's curious about the lasting health effects for reading for basically 24 hours, holding my Kindle in this certain position, my thumb, pointer finger, and wrist have been aching for days. It'll probably work itself out, right? So I guess I have a 0 to 100 personality because I go from not reading much at all to reading for 24 hours straight. I don't know why I'm like this, but it worked. I'm happy with how long I lasted and what I finished. If you would like to challenge your reading habits, I highly recommend checking out Basmo app. The links to download it on Apple and Android will be down below for you. It's free upon download, and to get all the extra cool features that I showed you in today's video, you can purchase a monthly subscription. And that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I will be doing full reviews for all the books I read in a future reading wrap-up, so be sure to subscribe if you are not, so you do not miss out on that video, and until we meet again, happy reading.